some videos about the setups I take in more detail, so here it is. In this video, I'm breaking down a failed breakdown setup I traded recently, and I'm going to walk you through exactly why I took the trade, how I spotted the setup, and the tools I used to confirm the entry. We'll cover single prints using just candlesticks, no TPO chart needed, the importance of the VWAP closing price, what poor lows are, and how delta and absorption helped me catch the reversal. Let's get into it. So first, what are single prints and how do you spot them without a TPO chart? When I talk about single prints in this context, I'm looking at 30-minute candles. A single print is a candle where price only traded during that 30-minute period, and there's no price overlap with the candles before or after. It's basically a standalone auction. Price moved so quickly through that level that it didn't build out any structure. No acceptance. It's usually emotional, low-volume movement, and when price revisits that area later, it often reacts or rejects. This gives us key zones of inefficiency that can become powerful trade locations, especially if the market starts rejecting those areas on a retest. Next, let's talk about the VWAP closing price. This is a big one. The VWAP closing price is simply where VWAP finishes at the end of the session. Not a lot of traders look at this, but it's a high probability level to watch the next day. Why? Because the VWAP closing price often acts like a gravity point. If price reclaims or rejects that level in the next session, it tells you a lot about which side is in control. When I'm looking to fade breakdowns or fade strength, I always want to know where the VWAP closed the day before, because that's the last fair value that institutions were tracking. Now, let's talk about poor lows. A poor low happens when the bottom of a session doesn't show excess. There's no tapering off, no sign of sellers drying up. Instead, it ends flat or mechanical, often at a round number or a prior level. That kind of low tells me the auction didn't finish properly, and the market might want to come back down to complete it. But if price revisits the poor low and holds or starts absorbing sellers, that's where things get interesting. That's when you start looking for a potential failed breakdown. So here's what I saw in this trade. Price broke down into a single print zone, that 30-minute candle from the previous day that stood alone. There was no price action overlapping it before or after. A clean, inefficient move. This time, instead of slicing through it again, price stalled. That's my first clue. Then I saw heavy selling imbalances coming through in that area, but price wasn't moving lower. That's absorption. Sellers were hitting the bid aggressively, but buyers were absorbing everything. Then I checked delta. It was sitting at around minus 2,000, but as price held, it started to climb. Eventually, delta flipped positive. Even the 5-minute red candles had weak negative delta, like negative 100, negative 200 max. That tells me there's no strong selling effort left. So I took the trade long based on the idea that the breakdown had failed, and sellers were now trapped. My target? Yesterday's value area low, a logical point for price to return to once it rejects an inefficient move. This is a textbook failed breakdown setup, absorption, trapped sellers, a reclaim of structure, all happening at a key single print zone. If this breakdown helped you understand how I use volume profile, VWAP, delta, and price structure together, hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you've traded failed breakdowns like this before, or if you want to see more live trade breakdowns in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.